Hi, I'm Mike Rooney. Today's free art lesson is going to be on reflected light. Now, as you see, I've toned my canvas orange already and I've got my palette laid out. If you want to see how to do that, you can just go to the Real Art Academy starter set clip that I have on jerrysartorama.com, and you can see how to do that. I just take orange paint and tone the canvas with it, and I lay out my paints a certain way all the time. So go check that out online. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with reflected light. What is it? How do you do it? I'm going to start out with a picture that I did. One of the DVDs in the set is this painting that I did of a house in Key West, kind of a cottage. And as you can see, it has a lot of reflected light in it. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. See, up under the eave is reflected light because the light's hitting the roof and then it's bouncing back up under there and it's changing the color and the temperature of the paint up underneath that eave. So this shadow is different color than this one. So that's called reflected light. So let's put that one away and then we'll just kind of describe how do you do it. So let's just say you had let's draw something on here, and you had a round ball. And the ball was sitting on a table like so, okay? You got a background, you know, it's all on here like this. All right, and let's say you've got a blue table. Okay, I'm not going to draw the whole thing because that would take too long. Let's draw a light blue table. So on the table is a light blue tablecloth. Okay, I'm just doing a real quick painting so you have some point of reference. Now we're going to draw a dark shadow just to show you what happens with reflected light. All right, now the ball, let's just act like the ball is white. So we're going to paint white with a little bit of yellow on the top. So the ball is white on top. Now what happens with reflected light, and reflected light most always is in the shadow, is I'm going to take purple and make purple inside of here, because this is a white tennis ball or something, or a white soccer ball, and it's on a table on a blue tablecloth. Now what happens is light from down here bounces up into here. So light's coming over top of the ball, but it's hitting this light blue tablecloth. It's going to bounce back up under here. So what you do is any kind of surface or a plane that faces an object is going to have a little bit of that color in it. Because anytime, you know, I usually take a board and I can take an orange board or a yellow board and put it under my chin, and my nose will turn orange under here and my beard will turn orange under here if I was to hold an orange board under there. So the light hits there and bounces up. So what's happening on here is this light blue is going to bounce up into that ball. Now you can make your stuff more realistic looking by taking some blue, taking some of this blue, that cerulean blue, making it a little bit darker, not much, and putting it in underneath the ball, the part of the ball that's facing the tablecloth. Now what's happening is that blue is mixing with that purple and it's just turning it a little more blue from the tablecloth. See that? Now that's really cool because that's reflected light. That's the light from this bouncing back into this, making this look three-dimensional. Now I'll do something else and I'll turn that ball a little bit darker up here to show that it wraps back around, and it's always a little bit darker close to the shadow, so it's always a little darker on this side than it is in the middle of the ball. So that's pretty cool. Now let's say that I had orange over here like it is on here. What you can do is you can just take a little bit of orange and put a little bit of orange right into that side of the ball. See that? That makes it look like it's reflecting off this orange wall over there. So if it was red, then you could make this red. See? Whatever's over here is going to reflect into this ball right on the edge. So that's called reflected light. And that's always nice because you can reflect light all over the place. Now guess what? if that's true, that this is reflected into this, I bet you some of this is reflected into that. So why not take a little bit of light blue and put just the tiniest bit down there, really close, and then make sure it doesn't come out of the mass, and just make it a little bit lighter under the ball, where some of this is bouncing into that, some of this is bouncing into that, and then just lighten the shadow at the end just to make it look a little more realistic. And look how realistic that looks with reflected light everywhere. And you just change a couple shapes with a couple color temperature changes and you're good to go. Hope that was helpful. Free art lesson on reflected light. If you'd like to see more about me or my paintings, go to MikeRooneyStudios.blogspot.com.